friends, it's Ashley here. I'm excited to dive into the new Doodles to Live By Illustrated Faith devotional kit for this month. It was created by Elaine Davis, and I'm super excited because it's very fun and colorful. So here I am just reading the devotional a little bit and highlighting some of the parts that I like, and I'm trying to figure out kind of where I want to go with this. I didn't think about it before I started. But I really like how she talks about acknowledging that our story will also point other people to Christ. That's really important for me, and that's the reason why I do why I share what I share on social media with you guys. These are some past stickers that I'm trying to, you'll see what I do here in a minute with it, and you'll also see that I don't space them far enough apart, but I'm going to fill it in with some thoughts to make those stickers like have a flow and make more sense in a minute. But I'm just mimicking the little typewriter down at the bottom corner. At the beginning of my video, I tried about 3 different pens, and all of them didn't work, and this one's not working too well either, but we get by. So I had the idea of having like the paper being really long and coming out of the typewriter, and you can see here that I'm filling in some words to make these stickers make sense, but I didn't really put enough space in between them, which if you have ever watched any of my videos or periscopes or anything, you know that I'm just kind of a wing it type girl, and we make it work, and I embrace the mistakes and just move on. But it says your real life of faithful following may be freeing. See, I messed up there. And so it may be freeing to others, and pointing you to a loving God. So I had to make arrows to make sure I understood what I was trying to say there. And see, I still can't even understand what I was going to say, but it's okay. And then the first question she asks, it says, give the book of your life a title and credit the author. And that's, if I was going to write a book about myself, then about my life, it would be called A Pile of Ashes. Because our lives are all a little messy, and He is redeeming me, and He is making me beautiful, and He is turning me into something more than just a pile of ashes. It's a play on my name, Ashley, but it's also more than that. But so here I'm trying to use up some of my homespun alpha stickers. I love them. They're my favorite, and I just got some new packages, but I am wanting to use up all the random loose ones that I have. So that's why I went for the colorful, fun look here. And that's why I also grabbed those Wordfetti, those stickers right there. I think they're Whatever is Lovely collection. And they have fun colors in them. So I thought that would go well. With this kit, I'm trying to be simple. I'm trying to be quick. I'm trying to make sure I journal and take time to be with the Lord, but in the season I have 4 kiddos. We're homeschooling, we're church planning, I have an Etsy shop, I share essential oils. Like, there's lots of things we do to make money and get by around here, and I just don't have all the time I would like to devote to journaling. So I'm trying to do a little more simple approach. Also, I edited this part out. There was a big pause. You might have seen a transition in the video there. There was a big pause that I had to cut out. I'm really trying to figure out what I want to say here, where I want to go with this. I'm actually crying at this point. It was really emotional for me. I did not expect day 1 to be so emotional. I'm not really sure why. Elaine shared that she has like all these, she kept journals and she has them all at her parents' house, And I actually used to do the same thing. I had tons of journals, and it would be really fun to go back and look. They were just regular notebooks, like one subject notebooks, and I would, basically it was like a diary, but I would also have pictures and different things in there. And, it was in high school, and most of it was about boys or a friend or something like that. But a lot of it was prayers too. And what's sad is, I guess I threw those away, and I was just thinking back on that. And then she also talked about she kept them at her parents' house, and unfortunately I don't really have, a parent, like a home to go back to. So I think I just got a little emotional in that, but also at how my story has changed over the years and what God has done in my life. And I think it's important that we share those with others. And that's basically the gist of day one with Elaine's devotional here. And God is writing our story, and it changes, and He knows all of it, but we don't. So it's just it's a matter of living it and stewarding it well and sharing it with others and sharing our experiences, because other people may find hope in that and may get closer to Christ and understand that they're not alone, and other people have experienced some of the things that they have. So it's really important. And I'm still in this video right now upset about that. I mean, I really didn't expect to be so emotional, but I was. I'm even kind of getting teary-eyed thinking about it and talking about it now. But it's okay. It's all a part of our story, right? So I'm just adding some bits of color in the red marker. I didn't actually intend on using this red at all, like those Whatever Lovely stickers. I wanted to really just kind of stick. I had like a color palette I was sticking with, and then of course that just got thrown out of the water, and I grabbed those stickers and those red alphas to kind of help tie it in, and this red pin. So the highlighters that I have, they are Daily Grace Company, and I'll put a link to those in the comments below, but I really like those. I'm using, they don't bleed. They do have a waxy texture because they're like a gel crayon, but I do like them, and I've used them a lot in my new journaling Bible, my NIV one that I got this past August, and that I've really been using to journal Journal the Year 17. If you have followed me on Instagram with a set of Bibles, and that's what we're doing. We're chronologically going through the Bible there, and I use those highlighters often. So if you see some, that's what I'm using. I'm going over my pen. I didn't like how bright that red was, so I decided to go over with black and highlight it with some green to add some more color. And I'm just kind of playing and reflecting right now on what I was doing earlier. So, and I'm trying to think of these plot points, the different areas in my life that were kind of like changing moments, that God was doing something big and that other people could learn from or gain something from, or feel like they can relate to me and I can relate to them. So I'm just trying to figure out those in my head and exactly what I want to write down, because most often what I have in my head doesn't actually come out correctly the way I want it to, but it's okay. So I'm just journaling a bit here. These were kind of personal, but then kind of not. I didn't want to get too personal since I was filming it, to upload on YouTube. So, and the pen I'm using, since most of my pens stopped working and the ones that do work were somewhere else, I think they were on my other desk. This is an American Crafts pen, precision pen. And there are some of the pens I first started using. They're a lot like the Illustrated Faith pens, also a lot like the Project Life pens. And they were some of the first ones I started using back when I started Bible journaling 2.5 years ago. So they're still good ones. And they come in all different sizes too, so that's cool. But I'm just talking about one of the kind of things, the first point I have is maybe the fact that like my family didn't believe in God, or maybe they did, but we weren't a Christian family. So I still wanted to go to church, and I would go with any of my friends that would take me. And that was my first point. Like, even though your parents maybe not understand, or your family doesn't understand, if you want to get closer to Christ, just do it. Find whatever way you can to get closer to Him. And at that time, it was attending church with my friends. So that's what I did there. Then trusting God to follow Him and grow His kingdom. So after me and my husband got married, we decided to, well, he was already in the ministry, but we decided to do that together. When we started dating, he kind of stepped away because he didn't want to force that on me either. But a part of my story was, years before, I always felt like I would marry some sort of minister, which seems crazy with my background, but that's what I felt, and I felt that God would use us some way, me and my husband. Well, little did I know, I started dating a youth pastor, and then we got married. He had stepped away from ministry for about a year, and we felt like God calling us to move to Fayetteville, Arkansas, and that's where we are now. But this was 10 years ago, almost 11 years ago, and it's just crazy to see all that once we released ourselves to follow Him in whatever will He wanted for us. The crazy path we've been on since, but I wouldn't change any of it. It's been awesome. Through that, also, the next point was knowing God protects us. Even when we don't want to do certain things that He calls us to do, but He still protects us from it, or while we're doing it, I guess. Just allowing Him to lead our path and not us. There's a lot of things we wish we would have done, but we knew it wasn't what God wanted, so we didn't do that. So just trusting Him and knowing that He's there for us. Just remember that God gives life. He gives life abundant. I want you to stay strong and be brave, to completely trust Him, and to Bible journal whenever you can. It does bring you closer to God, or it has for me, and I would love to encourage you to dive into that if you aren't already. Thanks for watching so much. You can get this illustrated faith devotional called Doodles to Live by Elaine Davis over at dayspring.com. I'll have a link bottom in the comments, and thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Bye.